Happy New Year. I saw on Facebook that Moyak has their schedule up and Camo has their tentative schedule up, which they said they hope to not change. I did go ahead and get some tentative dates here. Again, if Camo changes, I'll move stuff around. I know those are bigger, better tournaments than this little local one for us, so I want to make sure everybody that's doing those can do those. This is just a fun aside for us to use the lakes that we get to fish all the time up here in Jackson County, and the ones that are easy to get to from Kansas City and aren't going to take a whole weekend for some of us that have busy family lives and all that. I'm just here, got the pot of beans going in the background, Christmas tree's still up, enjoying the day. All right, so the dates that I've come up with so far, I'm going to do 3 this year. I was aiming for 1 a quarter, but first quarter, I feel like that's such a crapshoot for something, just on our local lakes. So we're going to skip quarter 1, and we're going to go May 20th, July 22nd, and September 23rd. I would have liked to push a little deeper into October to get more of that fall bite, but there's just all the other tournaments, and I don't want to take away from those trails because they are so good to fish. Few little changes. So last October was my first time running a tournament, so obviously I learned a lot. There was an issue, and it didn't impact the money payout because I said that I wouldn't be part of the money there, but I had posted a link to Moyak, mostly because they've got a really good how-to, but that did also include the Moyak rules. I did refer to the KBF rules, and I want to stick as close as possible to the KBF rules, so the skills people learn doing these translate to as many places as possible. There was a discrepancy between the rules that I didn't notice, and it did impact anglers both ways. So I'm going to specify that we're only following the KBF rules. The only change is we are doing no minimum length on the fish. So I think KBF specifies a 12-inch minimum. That's not super good on these lakes. I could see someone really winning with a 19 or a 20 and then a whole bunch of 12 and 11-inch fish, depending on the day, right? These lakes have a lot of pressure, and some days you just catch dinks, and I want that to work because you're putting in the work. So 100% we're just following the KBF rules other than the no minimum. With that, there are some changes that go into effect today in the KBF rules standard, so definitely look through those. Those big changes are highlighted in red when you go to the KBF site, so look at that. The big one is no more fishing outside of the kayak, basically. You need to be able to paddle, pedal, pole, or power to where you're fishing. I know that there were some big tournaments that had issues with whether or not someone could get there. That was in the bass world and the kayak world. So we're just specifying that you have to get there in the boat, stay in the boat while you're fishing. You've got to be in your watercraft. If you can pole across it, that's fine, but you can't get out, you drag your boat, you can't wade out and fish, no bank fishing, can't drag your kayak to another place. That said, it is still a Roadrunner tournament, so if you don't like the area you put in at, pull up on the shore, go get your truck, load up, go launch in another place. So that is all the big rules changes. So no minimum, no wading, portaging, or dragging, and you have to pedal, paddle, pole, or power to where you're fishing. The other thing I did was I did increase the entry fee. Last year, I just wanted to make sure people showed up, so the entry fee was $20. Obviously, that takes a lot out of what's available for the prize, right? The purse gets small with that. So I'm going to take it up to $35, and an optional $5 big bass. I assume everybody's going to enter the big bass because it's worth entering. So that means that for every competitor, there's going to be $29 put into the pot. Now that does make some more significant prize payouts. If we have 10 anglers, first place will be $164, second will be $97, third will be $29. If we get up to 20 anglers, that goes to $358, $193, and then $29. I want the last place competitor, or the last like kind of podium finish, to at least get that part of your entry fee back. I might alter it so you get the full amount, not just the amount that goes out. But regardless of what we do, Tourney X gets paid $5 per angler. So I'm trying to cover the costs. I'm not making money on this because it's 100% just going back to the pot. I am going to try to get some goodies from whoever. So if you've got a lead on that, tackle shops, boat shops, if you want to promote your business, I'm happy to throw together a prize pack for those top slots, or even raffle off afterwards. We'll do the captain's meetings like we did last year. I did them on YouTube. It'll be a live stream, kind of this format, only this is pre-recorded, but I'll do it live. I'll generate the code in the Tourney X, and I'll do that live on the screen, and then we'll go from there, go over anything that's changed, recap the rules, anything dependent, like weather dependent, or anything like that will be brought up in the captain's meeting. If you're on YouTube and you join in, chat questions, that would be great. I'll do it like last year. I'm going to post up at the Giacomo Marina, so kind of in the sailboat parking area. I'll be there in the morning. So if anybody would rather come by and, meet and greet or any of that kind of stuff, I'll be up there before. And then after, at the conclusion of the day, I'll go back up and again do another live stream. We'll do the full payout. I've got a program that I run that I say how many competitors, and I'll spit out the payout, and then we'll go over the results. So again, I'm gonna fish because that's what I love to do. As of right now, I don't think it's fair that if I do well to take the money, to take any of the prize payouts. So even if I say I get second place, that would slide on down to who is third, fourth, and so on, right? I wouldn't take that. I would feel comfortable doing that if I could get two other people that would want to meet me after the event and act as judges for the event, right? I'm not going to take money out of people's pocket when I'm the only person doing the judging. So if anybody out there would like to help out and, be there and verify the photos with me, just reach out. I'm just doing this for fun and to get more kayak fishing here accessible to us up in the Kansas City area. That's my goal, not a monetary goal, but winning money is cool. If anybody wants to step up and help, that would be great. I would like to be in the running, but I'm happy to not be as well. I'm still going to work with the county to see. We got to get rid of that nav light thing, because I would love to launch before sunrise and get on that sunrise bite, because that is so fun. But right now it does require the red green nav lights, and I know a lot, like nowhere else does that, right? Nowhere else do you have to have the red green navigation lights on a kayak without a motor. So if you have a motor, that's great, but I know a lot of people would come unprepared, and I don't want to set people up in a way that they could get a ticket, because the rangers are really present. I mean, I've been stopped. I was stopped 3 times last year, just checking permits, making sure my boat had a permit, making sure I had my equipment. So, they are out there for good, or, I would say for good, but whatever. It's kind of a pain to have to stop and, pull over and talk to the ranger for a bit, but that's their job. They're making sure that we're all doing what we're supposed to do. So, we are going to I'm gonna set the time on each one to basically launch right at sunrise. Probably end it on the like closest 15-minute, 15 minutes of the hour. But that'll be dependent on these, right? Because like May 20, I did look, sunrise is at 6 o'clock. That's perfect. If we do, first launch at 6, lines in at 6:30. And again, feedback, guys. If you wanna, say, hey, we can launch before, and just, hey, everybody knows the rules, you got to have the nav lights, then let me know. I just don't want to make yet another barrier of someone that didn't plan to wire up for navigation lights because they weren't going to run a motor. Other than that, this is all kind of subject to change. It's January 1st. We've got 5 months before that first one. So, any questions I'll be promoting. I'll be looking for, extra prize goodies for everyone. And other than that, I'm going to be trying to get on the water as much as possible once all the water is wet water, not this hard water. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you out there.